Yeah, hello. Welcome to my channel and welcome to my 17th video. 17th Apostate Goody. Now, what I want to talk to about today is the latest JW broadcaster. And I was watching Lloyd Evans' channel, and he was doing rebuttal of the thing, losing friendships with Jehovah. Now, I saw that and I thought, how culty does that sound? Like, it just sounds so culty that if you're a Jehovah's Witness and you lose your friends who leave the Watchtower, they get branded as leaving Jehovah. They're not leaving Jehovah, they're just leaving a cult. The Watchtower is a cult, and they're free to believe in whatever they want to believe. So you have religious freedom. That's a human right. You can choose whatever religion you want to choose. And people who leave Jehovah's Witnesses are still spiritual. I'm still spiritual. I think about God all the time. I just don't know what God is. I think every day I think about God, but I don't know who God is or what God is. I haven't discovered it yet. But I definitely have not left God. I think about God all the time, whatever God may be. So they're really slandering, the Watchtower is really slandering people who choose no longer to believe in their religion. And that is criminal, and it's against the human rights. Now, Jehovah's Witnesses are banned in Russia. Is that a good or is that a bad thing? Well, in Australia, crystal amphetamine, meth, is banned. Most countries around the world, crystal meth is banned. Most countries will let you have alcohol. A lot of countries will let you smoke marijuana. I think marijuana should be legal in Australia. I think they should legalise marijuana in Australia, because you don't have to smoke it. You can drink marijuana in a tea, and it has a lot of health benefits. So I'm all for the legalisation of marijuana. It can make you lazy. It has side effects, but drugs like crystal meth are very destructive. They rot your brain. And I think the Jehovah's Witness religion is like crystal meth. It is a destructive religion that breaks up families, right? Breaks up friendships and puts you in a perpetual state of fear that the crystal meth drug dealer is going to get you if you ever give up this cult, this drug. That if you ever give up this drug, the dealers are going to get you. And you can't be happy without crystal meth. You can't be happy without drugs. You need drugs to be happy. You need marijuana to be happy. You need alcohol to be happy. You just can't be happy straight. If you want happiness, you'll find it in our religion, in our cult, because our religion is the only one that has true happiness. Now, there's a lot of crimes caused by drugs. A lot of drunken people do a lot of crimes. A lot of people under the influence of crystal meth do a lot of crimes. A lot of people do. People act differently when they're under the influence of drugs. Now, people act differently when they're under the influence of a cult, of religion. Religion makes people nice sometimes. It can be a good thing. But if it goes extreme, if a religion becomes extreme, just like a hard drug, it can be very damaging. For instance, Muslims, Islam. Now, I'm not knocking Muslims, I'm not attacking their religion, but some Muslims believe if you kill infidels, unbelievers, you will be rewarded in paradise if you kill unbelievers. And if you kill anyone who leaves the religion of Islam, Allah will reward you. If you behead somebody who insults the Prophet Muhammad, Allah will reward you. I find religions like this can be extreme and dangerous, and it's a little bit like Jehovah's Witness religion. If you ever leave our religion, Jehovah's Witness religion, you'll lose your family and friends, and we'll cut you off and pretend you're dead. So if you leave Islam, your family will kill you. Extreme Islam. If you leave Jehovah's Witnesses, your family will treat you like you're dead. So these are like hard drugs. Drugs that cause harm. Heroin can help people with pain, but it can be a destructive drug. How many people have died from alcohol, from heroin? So I always equate religion with drugs. Very similar. Extremism. An extreme religion is a religion that causes you to act in an unkind and unloving way, like shunning your family member if they leave the religion. Denying them a blood transfusion. If the blood will save their life, give them the blood, If you have a blood transfusion, Jehovah will not forgive you and you will not be resurrected. Now, it's really interesting. Some religions cause no harm at all. Buddhism, extreme Buddhism, and extreme Buddhist, you don't really have to worry about them because Buddhists believe in peace, love, reincarnation, good karma, bad karma. Treat people with good karma, treat people nice, you'll have rewards in the next life. Jains, there is a religion called Jainism, Jains, and they don't believe even, like when they walk down the road, they'll have a little broom and they'll sweep the footpath because they're scared of treading on an ant. Because if they kill an ant or a grasshopper, that's bad karma, and in the next life they may come back as something not so good. Jains, the Jain religion, Jains in India, they'll even use cheesecloth across their face, like cloth, a mask across their face, so they don't accidentally swallow a mosquito or a bug and kill a bug. Because to kill any insect or living creature is bad karma. So the more extreme a Jain is, the more extremist a Jain is, the less you have to worry about them. The less you have to worry about them. Jehovah's Witnesses are banned in Russia because they are an extreme religion, extremist religion. They cause harm. Jehovah's Witnesses cause harm. Yes, they do a lot of good things, Jehovah's Witnesses, yes. They have a lot of good morals. The Bible has a lot of good morals. I'm not saying the Bible doesn't have good morals, and I'm not saying Jehovah's Witnesses don't, but in all, to shun someone because they leave the religion, to shun your child because they choose not to believe the religion, and to deny them a blood transfusion if that blood will save their life. To deny them that is extremism. And to say that all the other religions are wrong and your religion is the only correct one, well, that's extremism, And in that latest broadcast on losing friends who leave Jehovah, leave the Watchtower, leave the cult, they had this African lady in Africa who was watching television. I can't watch this on television. There's nothing good on television. It's all bad. And she goes on to, when she was a child, how they'd be told stories, like story time, bedtime stories, Oh, these stories are bad. There's all these bad stories and everything's bad. All the music I listen to is bad. The movies I watch are bad. There's a lot of great music that I love listening to. That Jehovah's Witnesses say is bad. For instance, Fleetwood Mac. I love Fleetwood Mac. I think they're a great band, but like Jehovah's Witnesses say, oh, she's a white witch. She's into spiritism. or ELO, they're into spiritism. Or Pink Floyd, they're into drugs, psychedelic drugs like LSD, that's spiritism, they're bad. Elton John, he's homosexual, you can't listen to Elton John's music. Elton John was born a homosexual. People are born that way. It really amazes me. I watched this video on transgender children, and there was this young boy called Kai Shapley, right? And he was born in America, and his mother is a very strict Baptist. And she's such a strict Baptist that they teach hellfire for lesbians and homosexuals. Now, she had 3 children. The third child, called Kai Shapley, transgender child, when he was about 3, he started to play with pink clothes, girls' clothes and dolls, and wanted everything pretty in pink, very feminine boy. And she said he was even more feminine than my eldest daughter. And every time she said my 3-year-old son would act like a girl, I would belt the crap out of him, like belt him. You know, she didn't say crap because she's a Baptist religious lady. Just belt him. And you're a boy. You are a boy. You are not a girl. Stop acting like a girl. She'd say this to a 3-year-old child. And then one day, I think when Kai was 4, his mother, her mother, saw her praying to Jesus to die. I would rather die, this little 4-year-old child was saying, than live one more day as a boy. I would rather die than live one more day as a boy. So the mother saw this and thought, right, I'll let my boy be a girl. And what happened, she got a lot of flack from her Baptist church. They kind of ostracized her because you're letting your son be a girl, you're catering to Satan. But he was born that way. He was born, you know, this thing born into sin. You know, we are born into sin according to the Bible. So God is the one that made us born sick. And he commands us to be well. So we're all born sick according to the Bible, all born damaged. Well, who's the one that... Why can't God just make us be born perfect and forgive Adam and Eve their sin? Forgive Adam and Eve their sin. Don't punish their great-great-great-great-grandchildren. That's so unkind and unloving. Why can't he just forgive them from the goodness of his heart? And why torture his son as a human sacrifice on a cross or on a stake, just to satisfy that unforgiving spirit? Blood sacrifice. Now, with music, I was saying that Jehovah's Witnesses can't listen. You know, they get looked down on if you listen to Elton John or Fleetwood Mac or Black Sabbath or AC/DC. Oh, rap music. Young people now can't. They don't think they can get a Bethel if they listen to rap music. The music that Jehovah's Witnesses used to dish up, I would go out witnessing in the car. I was Jehovah's Witness for 22 years. I would go witnessing in the car, a Pioneer's car or Circuit Overseas car or whoever would go out witnessing. And when they put on the Kingdom Melodies, I'd say, oh, you know, the singing, the Kingdom Melodies I didn't mind. But the singing ones, you know, these modern singing ones, that Watchtower Music puts out, I thought, oh, do you have to put this on? I can't bear this. And it'd be torture to my ears. And the people in the car would say, oh, you're not very spiritual. The music, you know, to me, this is music to slash your wrist by. Music to slash your wrist by. It was so painful. And then to be branded not spiritual. Oh, you don't like the music that the Watchtower organisation puts out. You mustn't be spiritual. Because if you were spiritual, you would love the Watchtower music. But hey, I'm not really into music to slash your wrist by at all. Sorry. You know, it's not my cup of tea. Now, as I was saying, I think about God all the time. Not a day goes by, I wonder about God. Are you real? Why don't you tell us? Like, why don't you let us know? But he never does. I see nature and beautiful things in nature. So I haven't left God. I'm still spiritual, very spiritual. I go for a walk in the park behind here and there's bats, birds, lizards, trees, clouds, and I think, what a wonderful world. It's just beautiful. And it's really interesting, in the year 1610, there was a scientist called Galileo. In the year 1610, he had a theory that the Earth moves around the sun. The Earth moves around the sun, not the sun moves around the Earth. No, he said the Earth moves around the sun and the sun stays still. So he had a theory. He got in trouble for that from the Catholic Church. They wanted to burn him at the stake. He got in trouble and he was under house arrest for so long. So the Catholic Church wanted to burn him at the stake for heresy because he said the Earth goes around the sun and the sun stays still. If the Bible was true, why doesn't the Bible tell us that the Earth moves around the sun and the sun doesn't move? But the Bible doesn't say that. The Bible says the sun has flashed forth. The sun rises, the sun sets. Yes, on earth it appears that way to observer, but wouldn't it be nice if God said, hey, the earth moves around the sun? Tell us that. He doesn't mention that in the Bible. Something to think about. So why didn't he say that, So I have lost a lot of friends, a lot of family friends, because of this Jehovah's Witness religion, because I have chosen to leave the organisation. I have lost my family and friendships because I no longer believe in the organisation, and I haven't left God. I think about God all the time. I just don't know what God is. That's all. I'm an agnostic. Not saying there is a God, and I'm not saying there isn't a God. I don't know, because I don't have the proof or the evidence. That's all I'm saying. And that's all I have to really say. And good one, Lloyd Evans. Watch Lloyd Evans' videos. They're great, because he gave me the motivation to make videos, Lloyd Evans, John Cedar's channel. He gave the motivation to do these videos because I got out of the religion pretty easily. I did get burned, Everyone leaves a religion, gets burned, but some people get hurt more than others. Generally speaking, I haven't really lost my blood family, but I've just lost a lot of friends because my blood family is not in the religion. So my wife's family isn't in the religion. My wife still doesn't know I'm making apostate videos. My wife is still a Jehovah's Witness, and I love her very, very much. And she said to me yesterday, she said, don't you want to see your dead resurrected sister? My sister committed suicide in 1994 when she was 36 years old. She took a lethal injection of a veterinary drug called Nembutal. She had a suicide note talking about depression and how she just wanted her depression to end. She died 26 years ago in 1994 at the age of 36. And my wife said to me the other day, yesterday she said, don't you want to see your sister again when she comes back in the resurrection? And I thought, I would love to see my dead sister again. I hope that's true. I hope that is true. But I don't know if it's true. Just because I want to believe it, just because we want to believe in everlasting life in paradise and perfection, doesn't make it true, doesn't make it real. I hope it is. It's a bit like when you're a child. Santa Claus. As a child, you get taught Santa Claus is going to give you presents. And isn't it fun being a kid? Santa Claus is coming to town. Because I wasn't raised a Jehovah's Witness. No, I was brought up. I didn't become a Jehovah's Witness until I was 35. I got baptised at 35, but I first got contacted at the age of 27. But as a child, it's fun to believe in Santa Claus. But when other kids tell you Santa Claus isn't real, you don't believe in Santa Claus, do you? Well, when you discover, hey, Santa Claus is not real, life is no fun anymore. So it was fun to believe in Santa Claus. Childhood was fun up until I was told, hey, Santa Claus isn't real. So life became more serious. not as fun. It was more fun when I believed in Santa Claus, but the reality is, hey, I've discovered that it's your parents that put the presents under the tree, not Santa Claus. So as we come along in our lives and discover things about the religious cult that we were in, we say, well, this isn't the truth. This is not the truth. There's false prophecies about 1914, 925. 1799 was supposed to be the beginning of the last days, Just look up all these things and all these wrong dates, wrong predictions. The March 15th, 1984 Watchtower. The 1914 generation that will not pass away. Everyone, that 1914 generation has passed away. They're all gone. Now, that was a false prophecy, so that wasn't the truth. The 1984 Watchtower said, we've got the truth. Well, it wasn't the truth. It was wrong. It was a falsehood. So when we discover things aren't true, the fun goes away. I must admit, when I discovered that Jehovah's Witness religion isn't the truth, life wasn't as fun anymore, and I lost a lot of my joy and happiness, because I had a lot of joy and happiness as a Jehovah's Witness, because you're believing in this beautiful paradise, and hey, I'm going to see my dead mother, my dead sister. But when the reality hits you that it may not be true, life's no fun. It takes a bit of the fun out of life, and life becomes a bit more serious. And I'm very lonely now because I don't go to any churches. I'm no member of any religious group. I did go to 7 different churches after I left Watchtower, and I don't believe in any of the Christian religions. I don't believe in the Bible, Jesus. I don't believe in any of the man-made religions. I'm not saying it's all false, but it's definitely not all true. But I want to say goodbye now, and you all have a lovely day. And until the next time, I hope to make an 18th video, but this is my 17th. Bye now.